It's raining, it's overcast. I usually use the sun or the natural light, and it's really dark today, so I'm using my some additional lighting in my lamp behind me, so that way you guys can see the cards better. But the underlying energy that we're working with for this reading for this week is the Ten of Cups. Geez, these cards are pretty glossy. But the Ten of Cups represents happiness, emotional fulfillment, the ending of an emotional cycle. This is also the family card. So, since we have started this journey into Virgo, the sun went into Cancer. Excuse me. A lot of things could be coming up in your family lives right now. So with, like I said, with the sun going into Cancer, not Virgo, Cancer, everybody could be dealing with family, stuff, feeling at home. So this has a lot to do with, this time this transit that we're going through right now, this time that we're going through at this moment. So for some of you guys, this could be dealing with your happiness, your happily ever after, your emotional, completion here, this emotional cycle ending, or this could be dealing with family at the moment. In the heart of the reading, you have the Lovers. Lovers are they're not just about love. They're not just about a connection between two people. This is also about making a decision. This also means choices. A choice between your head and your heart. It's not like the Chariot where you have to balance your head and heart to get momentum. This is about choosing. This is about a decision. However, I don't really see any other decision cards. However, I mean, you do have the Eight of Swords here. And that could speak of, being, stuck in your thoughts, not really seeing the way out. But because it's a problem, maybe you're able to see this decision that you're having to make clearly. Because the way we read, the way I read it anyway, blocked or crossing energies is as a reversal. And with the Eight of Swords, you see how he's bound, he's trapped, he's stuck. The swords represent logic, thoughts, mentality. So he's feeling stuck in his thoughts, he's feeling stuck in his head. And he has a bandage around him. If it was reversed, and that's how I'm kind of reading it, he would see things clearly. He wouldn't be stuck in his thoughts. He would be able to make conscious decisions. So perhaps you're very, you see in your love life what things that are happening right now. It's pretty clear. Maybe there's a decision that you're having to make, and you can see it for what it is. I think that's awesome. That's really awesome, guys. In your crowning energy, you have the Fool. And I know in the past, in the last reading I did, I said that the crowning energy meant what you want, what you're dealing with, and how to get what you want. Right now, for the foreseeable future, we're going to be focusing on what we can do to get what you want. This is going to be the advice card for the whole reading. Now, the advice that they're giving you is to take risks, have faith, use trust in yourself and in the universe, but most importantly, take a risk, take a leap of faith. Don't be afraid to try something different and experiment. Live a little bit. I'm not saying that you guys aren't living at all right now, but this is a good time to go ahead and be able to feel okay about taking risks. Feeling okay about, trying something new or doing something different. Okay, so that's what the crowning energy is about. The Fool is all about new beginnings, is all about taking risks, is all about that. Because as you see here, he's about to walk off the edge of the cliff. So that is why I'm saying that it's good for you guys to go ahead and try to take risks, do something different, experiment, and enjoy the experiences that you're going to be getting soon. Now, the reason why I say that is because in the past you had the Five of Wands. The reason why the card is coming up anyway, I mean, is you have the Five of Wands, which is conflict, challenge, test. So you probably have some arguments in the past, some intense confrontation maybe, but it was very short lived, so it's in the past now. Like it's not an issue anymore. But however, in the present, you have the Four of Wands, which is awesome, especially since the the underlying energy is the Ten of Cups. So with this being in the present, that means that you are celebrating a union, moving house, moving up in a relationship. This is the next stage, the next level in your relationship or partnership. For some of you guys, if some of you guys are single, this could mean moving up in a more stable and more exciting spot for yourself. Like you're able to see things more clearly, and you're able to move up and how you see things and feel more stable in how you feel in a relationship with yourself. Okay? Now, and how you see the future, you have the Four of Pentacles. So that's kind of keeping things that you have in value close to you. Kind of being tight. Now, maybe this is somebody that you're dealing with, or how you see someone that you're dealing with. They're kind of gonna keep things close to themselves. Things are kind of get a little tight, but I don't feel any negativity towards this card. I think this is just appreciating what you have and keeping and understanding the value of it. So you're gonna appreciate it more. You're gonna hold on to it more. You're gonna understand You're holding on to things because you understand the value of them. So I don't get any negativity with this card. It's not someone not opening up, maybe, but it could be how you guys see your future. But how I'm reading it and how I'm feeling from this card, I'm just thinking that you guys understand and you guys are valuing things that you have close to you. This is a very interesting reading so far. Let's go ahead and pull some clarifiers here so that we can get a little bit more in depth with this. Okay, let's pull for the Lovers. Ooh. Alright, the Two of Cups is what we're getting for the Lovers. The Two of Cups speaks of two people coming together, a connection. Now, this could be for those of you that are single, a connection. Ooh, there's a card here that's face up here. Ooh. You guys pairing up with a fire sign? Aries, Leo, Sagittarius? Or this person is pretty passionate right now. Pretty, charismatic and very social. But very passionate mostly. But, as I was saying, for those of you that are single, this could mean that you're developing a deeper connection with someone that you already know. There's somebody that is in your life that you have a connection to, or you're building that connection between yourself, between your heart and your head, and it's basically like a decision or some sort. I don't think it's a decision, but I think it's based off of love. This is definitely having to do with your love right now. And with the Two of Cups, for those of you that are single, this is a mending of your head and your heart. You guys are those two parts of yourself are understanding each other more than they've ever have before. I think that's what it is, because again, you have the Eight of Swords, it's crossing it, and that's seeing things clearly, not feeling trapped. It's freedom, pretty much, freedom of thought. So you feel good. But you also have the Queen of Wands. That's why I say, for those of you that are single, you could have someone in your life right now that is an Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo, or someone that's very charismatic, very outgoing, very much of the life of the party. But also, for those of you that are in a couples relationship, this has something to do with your love life, definitely. Maybe a decision that you have to make regarding your relationship, and someone that is a Queen of Wands, someone that you either see that's, like I said, the characteristics of the Queen of Wands, or that is an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It doesn't have to be sun, it could be moon or rising of these people as well that come up if they're much stronger, depending on what what type of sign it is. If it's mutable, if it's fixed or cardinal, it all depends. Now let's go ahead and clarify the Eight of Swords. Okay. So, to clarify the Eight of Swords, we have the Five of Wands and the Six of Cups. This has something to do with the past. It's conflict in the past. Perhaps you got some clarity in regards to this intense situation from this intense situation in the past. So yeah, I think your clarity is about is from an intense battle in the past here, or perhaps maybe reading this reversed. Maybe that's not necessarily true. What it's probably telling me right now, for those of you that do feel clarity right now, I feel absolutely happy for you. For those of you that are feeling stuck right now in their thoughts, is based off of something that is based off the Five of Wands in the past here. Something, maybe, like, for those of you guys got clarity from this conflict, or some of you are feeling kind of overwhelmed or stuck from this energy in the past. But I think it's because maybe for some of you, you guys are having a hard time figuring out what you need to do in a relationship. You guys are feeling clouded in your judgment based off of a conflict. Or you guys are very clear on the decision that you have to make in regards to that conflict. It could go either way. All right. The Five of Swords, to clarify, the Fool. Obviously, I think this means that not only should you take risks, but you should also kind of be a little selfish. Treat yourself. This is about you. When you're in a relationship, you shouldn't just always give to the partner. You should also, have something to receive as well. You should always be receiving just as much as you give. And I think this new adventure is pretty much being like taking this time to be kind of being, about you. You taking a risk. You seeking victory. I wouldn't say taking victory as ruthless as this card represents, which is pretty much doing everything and anything that you can to get ahead or to win. But I do think this is the time to be selfish in this journey that the card is suggesting. So take risks and be a little more selfish. I don't want to say demand more love or anything, but take this time now to be, take risks and be a little more selfish. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with being a little selfish. Okay, what about the Five of Wands here in the past? What is that in regards to the Three of Cups? Ooh. Okay, so this is in regards to community, friends, support. Maybe there wasn't support given in the past, or there's some arguments now in the past, or perhaps this is an argument about a third party. I hope not. I hope nobody was involved in your relationship, or if this is a polyamorous relationship, perhaps there was some conflict in between the three of you guys, but this has something to do with either support, a third party, or community, possibly like where you guys previously lived. And it makes sense because you have the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is about moving house. It's about moving up in the next level, and it could be that community that you guys are living in. Very well, so you guys weren't really happy with what community that you guys were in, or one of you guys were happy and some of you weren't. Either one of those things. Let's go ahead and clarify the Four of Wands. Wow, okay. The Ace of Cups comes out. So this is definitely a leveling up in your relationship. Someone offered love. Someone offered to move up to the next level. And now you guys are celebrating. And this union, this place of stability. That is awesome. The Page of Cups represents messages. Pages represent messages or children. Cups represent feelings, emotions, and intuition, etc. Along those lines. So it could be someone expressing how they felt. This could also be the beginning of some emotional growth. As he is a children grow. There's a beginning to everything. The beginning of something romantic, even more so. But this is definitely having something to do with love. Good job, congratulations, guys. All right, Five of Pentacles. Let's see what we get for the Five of Pentacles here. Wow. All right, you guys are getting double cards today, okay? The Magician and the Ace of Cups. So this is having everything that you need to manifest what you want. And then what you have is the Ace of Cups. So you guys are holding on to the... maybe you guys are... I guess you guys have everything you need. You don't need to kind of branch out and find anything anymore. You guys are good. So maybe perhaps you see yourself kind of... valuing the your ability, your powers, how your readiness your readiness for this new beginning. Because the Magician, he channels energy and he uses it to his best advantage, so that he gets what he wants. He manifests what he wants. He is prepared to do what he needs to do. So it's pretty much, it's a very powerful card. So it speaks of having everything that you need to go ahead and begin this journey. And I think it's basically like having that ability to, because you're so set in your ability to communicate or express your feelings, you guys are ready to have this new beginning. Okay, so the outcome of this, the result of this, is the Five of Pentacles. Now, this could mean that you guys will be out of poverty. There might be a lack of support, or maybe you guys are ignoring support. Someone's going to be ignoring support. That is what the outcome is saying. Maybe... That's really interesting. The Five of Pentacles as your outcome. It could mean that there won't be so much support. Maybe there's arguments in the past about having too much support. Maybe someone was hovering, being too close, clingy. And now you don't have that much. You're going to be ignoring the support, maybe. I don't know about feeling left out in the cold. Everything seems to be wonderful. But it's clarified as the King of Wands. So this is definitely speaking of some sort of relationship here. Definitely soulmate relationship. So maybe the King of Wands is... the result is like... That's weird. What the hell? The result of this is feeling left out in the cold by your King of Wands, by an Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. Someone that you see is passionate, very charismatic, party goer. Actually, the Knight of Wands is more of a party goer. Even though the King of Wands would never turn down a party or have a chance to, have fun. Maybe there won't be any need for support. Maybe there'll be more independence, if that's what it's trying to say. Because the Five of Pentacles, like they said, there's a door right there and that dog is harassing them. There's a door right there with a light on. Somebody's obviously in that home, but they didn't even bother to knock on it. So maybe there's a sense of independence and confidence that comes out of this, out of the outcome. And that's what the intuition is actually trying to tell me right now. That makes sense. It's going to be a little more confident in your outcome. That's fucking amazing. All right. All right, your romance angels is reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. Very interesting. So again, like I said, and I believe it was either Libra or Cancer, but it doesn't necessarily mean that an ex is coming back. But it does mean that there's going to be a situation where it's coming up again in the past. Perhaps you have more clarity due to a past situation, and basically was saying that you had clarity based off of a conflict in the past, so you're able to see the decision that you have to make a little more clearly in regards to your love life in the Queen of Wands. That's all it could be saying with that. Or you have everything that you need to handle that situation a little bit better. So you have experience in that whole support nature, and you're able to, definitely do something about it, handle it differently from the last time. Or, say, you know what, I'm not putting up with this, bye. You know what I mean? It's whatever you choose to do, guys. Breathe. 29. Let's go ahead and read the essential meanings here and the oracle message. Patience, waiting, going slowly, wellness, meditation, and trust. The oracle's message: patience in all things is called for right now. Patience in all things is called for right now. What do you need to do when you're in a rush? Slow down, of course. Meditate and trust. Breathe and repeat. Humans cannot exist without drawing breath. Now is the time to allow the life-giving elements of air to replenish your body, your being, and your very essence. Stop to smell the roses, breathe in the sunlight, and release the darkness, and miracles. Release the darkness, and miracles will occur. Relationship message: don't be in too much of a hurry right now. The heart needs time to open. Take a breath and let nature take its course. Release constriction and anxiety. For this there is no need for tension. Savor the moment, and the waiting won't prove difficult. Your heart knows what Your heart knows what the ego often resists learning. Patience pays off in deep, meaningful ways. It's very interesting. Stop and smell the roses. All right. Just to wrap up the tarot reading. This is having to do with your relationships right now. You're happily ever after. Yeah, there's a decision that you possibly have to make, but you have clarity in this situation. That's what it's saying. You have clarity to make a decision right now between your head and your heart. But this is based off of your love and your connection with somebody that is very passionate, that you see is very passionate, okay? You have this clarity because in the past you had conflicts, and you had conflicts, and it's very similar. So you have experience based off of you have experience based off of the path of experiences in the past. Okay, so you're not going to start this new beginning with not knowing anything. Okay, you're going to have knowledge. You're going to have your experiences. You're going to have wisdom with this. This leveling up period, this time of celebration, that's perfect. That's great and everything. It's good to have value. Just to kind of sit back, enjoy what you have, and taking risks is important. To always be open to learning more new things. I don't necessarily agree with the Four of Pentacles and saying that how you guys see how kind of keeping it kind of closed, and it is valuing the things that he has around him, but he's not going to get any more stuff because he's not opening up. It is saying though that you guys will cherish your relationship. this new beginning. But always, you know, take this time to, you know, yes, take a break, take it easy, but be ready, be open to taking risks and being a little more selfish as well.